What if I told you the Roman Empire didn't fall because of wars? It fell because its money slowly turned into worthless metal? And the collapse began with one golden coin, the Aureus. The Roman Empire was built on gold. And that gold had a name, the Aureus. For centuries, this small golden coin powered the world's most powerful empire. It paid soldiers. It funded roads. It kept trade alive. It was trust, power, and stability in the palm of your hand. But nothing lasts forever. The Aureus, once the strongest currency on earth, became the center of Rome's biggest financial disaster, a disaster that would shake the empire from the inside. The problem began quietly. Rome needed more money. Its borders grew too big. Its armies became too large. Wars were endless and expensive. And the emperors had only one solution. Reduce the purity of the Aureus. At first it was small, a little less gold here. A slight weight reduction there. No one noticed, or maybe they did, but they trusted Rome too much to worry. This was the first mistake. Because once Rome realized people weren't questioning the changes, it pushed further. Gold content kept dropping. Silver coins were diluted with copper. Copper coins were inflated beyond reason. The empire was basically printing money without paper. The value of Rome's currency was collapsing, and people were losing confidence. The markets reacted first. Merchants demanded more coins for the same goods. Food became expensive. Daily essentials skyrocketed. Inflation didn't rise slowly. It exploded. Ordinary citizens couldn't keep up. Savings became worthless. Farmers refused to trade. Everyone sensed something was wrong, but the empire pretended everything was normal. This denial deepened the crisis. The Aureus was no longer the symbol of Roman power. It was becoming a symbol of economic decay. And the weakest felt the impact first. Poor families, small traders, local farmers. Their coins bought less every month. Their stability evaporated, and their trust in the empire began to break. Rome didn't realize it yet, but its economy was on a countdown. By now, the crisis touched every corner of Roman life. Inflation was out of control. Silver coins lost half their value. Copper coins were almost worthless. The gold Aureus, once the pride of Rome, was nearly impossible to trust. But the biggest victims were Rome's soldiers. They were promised payments in gold. Real gold, not diluted coins. Not fake value. So when they received weaker coins, they were furious. Soldiers were the backbone of the empire. Without them, nothing survived, and Rome had offended them. Some armies refused to fight, some demanded higher pay, some revolted. A few even supported rival generals who promised real money. This destabilized the empire further. To calm the military, emperors issued more coins. More coins meant more devaluation. More devaluation meant higher inflation. Higher inflation meant more anger. The cycle spun out of control. Corruption grew rapidly. Tax collectors demanded payments in stronger coins. Merchants hid goods to avoid losses. Rich elites bought land instead of holding cash. Everyone was running from the Roman currency. And when citizens run from their money, the system collapses. People began bartering again. Trade slowed. Economic confidence disappeared. Rome's financial heart was failing. Meanwhile, invaders saw the weakness. A weakened economy meant fewer resources. Fewer resources meant weaker defenses. Weaker defenses meant opportunities. The empire was cracking from the inside, and enemies pushed from the outside. All because Rome tried to stretch gold that didn't exist. The Aureus collapse wasn't just a currency failure. It was an empire-wide earthquake. Every economic decision, every manipulation, every short-term patch was leading Rome toward disaster. It was the costliest financial blunder in Roman history, and the consequences were only beginning. As Rome kept reducing gold purity, the final stages of collapse unfolded. By the time of Emperor Diocletian, the currency crisis was so severe that the Aureus was barely recognizable. A coin that once symbolized stability now represented chaos. Diocletian tried to fix everything with a massive currency reform. He introduced a new gold coin called the salaries. He tried to set fixed prices for goods. He threatened death penalties for merchants who raised prices. But economics doesn't listen to threats. People ignored the rules. Prices kept rising, black markets exploded. And the government lost even more credibility. The more Rome tried to control the economy, the more the economy slipped out of its hands. The empire that once ruled the world could no longer control its own money. The collapse of the Aureus destroyed more than currency. It destroyed trust. Citizens stopped believing in the government. Soldiers stopped believing in their leaders. Merchants stopped believing in the markets, and when trust dies, empires die. Internal revolts multiplied. External invasions increased. Rome's famous roads, aqueducts, and armies could not save it. Because no empire can survive when its money is broken. The fall of Rome was not caused by a single battle. It was caused by decades of financial mismanagement. The Aureus collapse was the spark. Inflation was the fuel. Corruption was the wind. And the empire that once seemed invincible burned from within. Rome's downfall teaches a critical lesson. A currency is not just metal. It is trust. It is confidence. It is stability. Once a government destroys its own money, everything else begins to crumble. History remembers the fall of Rome as a military disaster, but in reality, it was a financial tragedy. One golden coin began as the foundation of the empire and ended as the symbol of its collapse. The message is clear: empires don't fall when enemies attack. They fall when their money loses value. And Rome's greatest financial blunder proved exactly that. If you want more shocking financial stories from history, hit subscribe. And share this video so others can learn how even great empires collapse from their own mistakes.